Moderate, not too trolly, giving them a good chance to explore both worlds to find the items.
Yeah, something I always like to see is progression at the Gold Torizo missile item in Super Metroid. That's hard locked by Space Junk because of a logic catch in the original Super Metroid. You have to have a Chozo doing lava for you, and it won't work if you don't have Space Junk. Alrighty, looks like we are underway. I had a little technical difficulties on my side, so I'm sorry about that, folks. So a small key in Sanctuary. So, what did we find at Link's house? Because I assume that's where NDIAZ started.
We found a missile pack.
Okay. So it looks like Eppy is heading for... Looks like Eppy's about going to set up Houlihan Room, or what's he doing here?
I think he's setting up the Houlihan, and then Diaz is checking Uncle, which has nothing but 50 rupees.
The Houlihan Room is a trick that you do kind of desync your position from the screen so the game doesn't know where to send you when you transition. This is what you get, and it's a free 225 rupees. Alright, looks like, and based on what I've seen in this tournament so far, I'm going to guess NDIAZ is heading up to the Lost Woods to check the Lumberjack item.
Yeah. And then hopefully he'll make routing from there into the Lost Woods and pick up the 2 items that are there. But first he does a true pull for potions.
Also got a small bomb drop, which will be real handy. And the crowd gives up a bunch of bombs. Awesome. I believe I just saw super missiles at Lumberjack Ledge.
Yeah, it looked like that to me too.
Okay, so that will not mean we need AGA 1. So the only way we'll need it is for Dark World access.
Good.
NDIAZ is a little bit ahead because Eppy took the time to do Houlihan Room. And you get a heart piece in the mushroom location. And in the pit, let's see what we have.
Hopefully something good. And more heart.
Alright, so we've got NDIAZ and Eppy both heading toward Kakariko now. NDIAZ is going to check Blind's basement right off the bat. 5 items here, including one behind a bombable wall.
Let's see what we got. Those are first level 1 sword, the fire rod, a big 20, and another 20, and just behind the wall, we have a missile up.
Now, what does the fire rod give us access to? I know the back of Skull Woods, and I know it lets you damage Trinex's Firehead.
Wait, I believe that's it for right now. I have to pull up my other tracker to look that up. And we get a quick map check. Tower of Hera is our 6th crystal. Eastern Palace is a standard crystal, and I believe also. Oh, Fire Rod also gives us access a little bit to Ice Palace as well.
Got it. And that's the red pendant at Desert.
Yes. Ball shot. I got the grapple beam.
Got the flute too, so that's gonna. And they're in prime position to just go right there and turn it on. Bottle Vendor gives us 50 rupees after paying him 100. It's not quite as bad as Scam Artist's Zora.
We're getting at least 50% back.
Right, so NDIAZ is going to finish his Kakariko checks, which is obviously what you would do. Heading into Chicken Hut now.
And at least we want to hope to find a bottle here so we can at least see.
Half magic early on. That's not bad at all.
I'll take that.
Meantime, at the library, we've got the mirror. Now, I feel like our runners are definitely going to come back for that for the added mobility it gives, but the only way it's mandatory is if Swamp is a crystal, correct?
Yes, that, and it also somewhat needed for Dark World access as well.
Right.
So, like, if they decided to do the Pod and Eastern Palace, and the bow is on the Desert Ledge on that, but
So
mirror mainly for the also for the added mobility to clear out Palace of Darkness and then warp right into Eastern.
So bow on Desert Ledge means it could be locked by the
book.
Be locked by the Book of Mudora. It could also be locked behind access to Misery Mire, which would be Mitts and Mirror.
Correct, but also if we had the mirror, if we find the Pegasus boots, we can get the mirror, warp to the. We also need to find the Moon Crawl, warp to the Dark World, and go in the back way to Desert Palace as well.
Right, the back way is what I was talking. The back way, that's what I meant.
Okay.
Meantime, I don't think I saw anything in the damn chest. Power bombs.
Power bombs.
That'll be helpful when they get to Super Metroid once they find the Morph Ball. Until you find the actual Morph Ball bombs, power bombs are going to be your only way to destroy bombable blocks. Meantime, the damage drain, and it gets us an energy tank.
Wonder what that was.
And Eppy's probably going to head for Mini Moldorm and the Ice Rod Cave now.
That's normal routing from the dam there.
So Eppy's got 9 bombs as well as plenty of fire rod shots and the sword to deal with the Mini Moldorms. Takes a fall there, that's unfortunate. Got 1 heart left to finish him off. It's a nice double kill with the bomb there.
Yes.
And Moldorm's down.
Alright, let's see what we got here. 5 items to pick up, 10 bombs, power bombs, heart container, level 1 shield, and the Book of Medora. So now we actually have desert access with that. And also we had the Master Sword, we could go check the tablets as well.
Where did we get Master Sword? I thought we only had Fighter Sword.
We didn't pick that up yet. So we're looking for the Master Sword as well.
Oh, we can check the tablets, not get them. I misheard you.
Yeah.
Okay, now Desert Palace can be boots locked, correct? If there's a key or if the big key or a small key are on the torch.
Yes. Don't remind me of this of the race I commentated earlier where something like that happened.
Eppy finds a big 300 at the Ice Rod Cave.
And Eppy flutes away to Desert Palace. Probably gonna go, he's going into Desert Palace, so we are having our first dip into,
So if Desert is boots locked, will that stop either of our runners from getting the bow, or can you avoid that?
No, the bow is able to be picked up. It's just gonna stop us from getting the item on top of the fort.
Okay.
And with the fire rod also, if the key is not on the torch, this is terrible. So they could clear out the Desert Palace in one shot. It looks like it's a small key up on the torch.
Now, I believe if you want to get as far as the big chest here, you can steal a key from the back and bring it to the front. Is that correct? Ooh, lift upgrade in the big chest.
Yeah, we got the mitts. I think so. But, yeah, with the key being up there, it's just going to be one room that they're not going to be able to check. They're not going to be able to do right side of Desert Palace.
How many prizes does Desert Palace have?
One second. The Desert Palace has and it looks like they picked up the bow and making their way towards the back. Towards the vault.
Okay, so can they complete the dungeon?
Level 1 sword and fire rod, yes they can. That is completely feasible to do.
Okay, but if it turns out there's a prize left in the other side of the dungeon, that means they'll have to come back with boots to get it, correct?
Yeah, they'll have to double dip into this. So we are hoping that the boss has the other item and it's not locked in the chest.
Oh. Now, if I recall correctly, Fire Rod does butter sword damage to the land bolus, so this could be a quick fight from NDIAZ. It's 3 hits out of 6.
And
4 or 5.
And with half magic.
2-cycle, not bad. Looks like Eppy's gonna have a 2-cycle at minimum too. Ooh, it's the compass. Did we see the map already? I do not recall.
No, yeah, we saw the map for the overworld. This was a pendant dungeon. So
No, I meant the Desert Palace map.
Oh no, yeah. The only thing that they're missing now is just right side, which is locked because the key being on top of the torch.
Okay, but based on what we saw, the right side has to be the map, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so we're not leaving anything behind in Desert.
Nope.
Okay, it looks like NDIAZ is something over to Sahasrahla as Eppy is checking Nagina. I don't remember what was there.
think a missile or bomb upgrade, and we got missiles, paid 20 and 50 rupees from the back of Sahasra's.
So no progression there, and nobody asked the hospital where the green pendant was.
We know it's somewhere in the dark world. We just don't know exactly where.
And where's Eppy heading for? Is he heading up to that area too?
Yeah, Eppy's heading up the back way into Eastern Palace, while NDIAZ is making his way into Eastern Palace. And I've just been corrected. There are from our 2 chests left. So it could be either of the other 2 that we did not see. I believe there's 1 left so far.
Meantime, Eppy did talk to Sahasrara, and we now know the green pendant is in Turtle Rock.
Hopefully we don't need to dip in there to get that, and Sahasrara is not holding an item for progression for us.
Yeah, Turtle Rock is the last dungeon in the vanilla game sequence, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, so it's up there in terms of difficulty.
And we find a missile.
How many prizes does Eastern Palace have?
Eastern has 3.
I know we saw a pack of super missiles, but I don't remember what else we saw.
I'm actually, to help with the Super Metro side, I'm actually using on the Zelda side, I'm actually using my Zelda tracker to help with keep track of what items we find in the dungeon.
Very helpful, thank you. So there's a pack of power bombs.
Yep, and we found the compass. Now, without the torch, we have 2 dark rooms coming up.
Well, the logic does not expect dark rooms, but there's nothing stopping them from doing it. They just need to be careful that they don't get too far off of the script that the seed is trying to put them.
Right. And also, we can use the sword beams to help find our way through these dark rooms.
Right. NDIAZ has successfully navigated those dark rooms and is now heading on toward, I believe, the big key chest, the vanilla big key chest.
Yep. So let's see what we got in here.
Looks like instead of doing the damage boost, he's going to clean the enemies out so the anti-fairies disengage on their own. For her double, he gets a vanilla big key. Is this even randomized? I think so.
You have a chance of that actually happening, having it show up in its vanilla location.
Right. Now we'll see what's in the big chest here. The map. Are there any more chests, or will the Armos Knights have the last item?
There's two more treasures. So Armos could have that last item. Because we did find the big key, we got the map, we got the compass. There are 2 items left to get. And Meanwhile, Eppy doing the exact same thing, clearing out the room and not doing the damage boost.
Alright, so the Armos Knights take 3 arrows each, and I believe the health of the last one resets when it turns red if you don't kill it immediately.
And he is making quick work of that, and down goes, and we have the hand.
That's a nice pickup. So, alright, so we know that the lamp, we know we need the lamp for this technically, so what does that tell us? Anything?
Good question on that. Without the lamp, not really sure. We are going up, NDIAZ is scooting up there to, Death Mountain to do his duty and, help bring the old man to safety. So hopefully, hopefully we have some light source or something, of progression from the old man.
So our treasure Kachiri is pointing out a couple of spots where we cannot find the lamp based on what we know. Old man gives us just a pack of missiles. Let's see what NDIAZ is going to do.
Well, we do have the option to go up to Hera. Oh no, wait, scratch that. We can't do Hera because we don't have the mirror yet to warp back.
Well, there we are. There's the lamp inside Spectacle Rock, and King of Samaria on top of Spectacle Rock. So that sequence break got resolved pretty quick.
Yep. Meanwhile, Eppy heading over to back to the castle.
Is it possible for King of Samaria to not be required if Turtle Rock and Misery Mire are both pendants? Or is there something else that you absolutely have to have Samaria for?
You need Samaria to complete Turtle Rock.
Right, but Turtle Rock we already know Turtle Rock is a green pendant because we talked to Sahasrara. So if Misery Mire is also a pendant, is it possible for Samaria to not be needed at all?
That is correct.
Well, there's our boots.
There's our boots. So now we can go get the mirror, which is probably what, if NDIAZ remembered where they were. We can go get the boots.
Sandra, GT right side. Couldn't you substitute a bomb for that because of the conveyor belt that leads in that side?
Are you talking about the right side of the right side of?
No, right side of Ganon's tower. Sandra said there was something in GT right side that needed. Oh, he says there's another. SPSH Cairo says there's another spot. So my mistake.
Yeah.
Right, meantime, we've got Eppy doing the castle dungeon.
And then Diaz picked up the mirror. So now we have some Dark World access. We can get into Dark World, but we can't fully explore because we don't have the moon core yet.
Sanders pointing out that there's a button you need to hold down with a Samaria block in the first room of Ganon's tower, so thank you for correcting me on that.
Yeah.
So Samaria is always required then, unless key is full left. Unless the key is full left side.
Yeah, which I always forget about that one button over in GT with that. But with the mirror in hand, NDIAZ will pick up the right cable. And it looks like he's going over to check the tablet. Let's see what the tablet said. I did not make out what that tablet said. Now then, we're in Ganon's tower. So, Tower of Terror. There are 2 items here to get. And we find the key. And this is interesting. He's doing the basement side. Over on the coffee break side.
This little coffee rickshaw will give NDIAZ some time to catch his breath, take a drink, wipe his hands if he needs to, do that kind of stuff.
Yeah. It's kind of a little glitch, placing the bomb there and then getting yourself positioned correctly on those blue tiles that come up.
Kachiri, so it's a trick with Link's Z position, if I'm getting that right.
I believe so. You find the big key in the basement there.
That's the vanilla location, is it not?
Yeah. But you need the big key to get, once you get up to the 2nd floor and kill these, you might be going through the sewers.
Checked Dark Cross, but I didn't see what was there.
It was one of the pendants. I saw a, and there's the mat. NDIAZ is setting up for a bomb jump. And there's the compass. So we still haven't found one of the 2 items. So we know Moldorm's gonna have one, and then the other one is gonna be down in the front part of Tower of Terror, and it's the ether medallion that Eppy picked.
Now, NDIAZ has the hammer going into the Moldorm fight, so he's probably going to go for hammer strats, because that'll do tempered sword damage. And 3 hits will kill Moldorm without enraging. Or I could be wrong.
Nice save there on the edge.
Yes, very nice. Very clean Moldorm fight by NDIAZ. No falls.
And a reserve tank.
I think you mean Nope Tank.
Nope tank? And that's a second crystal for NDIAZ on the Zelda side.
And there is our Moon Pearl. That is Dark World access, full.
Yes, and we finally...
Death Rain 16, Hammer was on the Yarmos Knights.
So now with Hammer in hand, NDIAZ is going over to the right side of Death Mountain. So here he's able to check. So here he's able to check out the Spiral Cave. I forget the names of some of the kids on the side, but I know
This is Spiral Cave, and then there's also Paradox Cave, because the layout doesn't make any sense.
Yes. I'm thinking of the Mimic Cave.
That requires access to Turtle Rock, I believe.
Yes, Turtle Rock with the mirror in hand. It's semi-part of Turtle Rock, if you want to look at it that way. It's an extra chest.
Right, we can't get to Turtle Rock yet because we don't have the mitts to lift to get to the portal. But otherwise, we could go through it.
Right.
Meantime, Eppy is taking the cross-game portal to the Super Metroid Business Center, where the elevator comes out at the top of Warfare. Gonna do some quick checks here. I see he's already got 15 power bombs. Oh, hey, there's the X-ray scope at the Crocomire escape.
And in the bottom half of Paradox Cave, we have missiles and 300 rupees, and Eppy finding a piece of heart down in North Bay.
Misses killing the Nova, though, so he's going to have to wait for it to circle around before he can kill it and unlock the door. Meantime, NDIAZ is in the other part of Paradox Cave. There are 5 chests here, as you can see. But we'll see what we've got.
Alright, let's see. In 1, we have the missiles. In 2, more missiles. 3, there's our Master Sword. Power bombs, and more missiles.
There's not a lot Eppy can do here. Yeah, he's heading back into Link to the Past.
And NDIAZ is heading over to the portals of Darkworld.
And based on where that portal puts you, he's probably going to go right for Hype Cave.
And that's always a prime location to check out once you get into Darkworld.
Oh, he's going to check the Bombos tablet first.
A little bit out of the way, but...
Not a bad play. Got access to it. Might as well get it out of the way.
Yep. And Eppy getting his his torch.
And Bombos tablet is just some super missiles, not required. Marty, if you want to ping Kuchiri in the chat, he's the one tracking for us tonight.
And Hype Cave having 5 items total.
Delicious clicks.
And we find, oh, there's the speed boost. Energy tank, 20, and there's our silver arrow.
I'd say that's a pretty high Hype Cave. I'd give that a solid B.
I give it a B plus on my scale. It's a B plus.
Now, the speed booster is actually some Super Metroid progression that can get us as far as Big Pink and Brinster. I see Blue Pendant at at Skull Woods, and the other 5-6 crystal at Ice Palette.
That's a tough one.
Now, as I was saying, that speed booster will get us as far as Big Pink and Brinstar, and there's a reasonable amount of checks you can make now. Eppy is heading for the Hero Basement, also sets up that nice little coffee break strat. And it looks like NDIAZ is heading for Palace of Darkness.
And first a visit with everyone's favorite extortionist, Kiki the Monkey. And he also has to be careful not to get hit here as well, because if Link is to get hit, we lose the monkey and we have to go back and re-get him and pay him 10 more rupees.
Jerry points out that Pod is full clearable right now, so this play absolutely makes sense. How many prizes are we looking for?
We have 5 in total. And mainly with Pod, all the keys are normally up front with all the goodies in the back. We have all the party items in the back with the keys in the front.
Guard door of the Meminator. Sahatra's closet was junk. And the green pendant is Turtle Rock, so we're not going to be getting there for a while.
But at this point, it looks like Turtle Rock is not going to be needed. I say hope for it, not needed. And there's the big key.
So Eppy's making his way through Tower of Hera as NDIAZ is heading down to the basement of Pod. Well, this one basement room at least.
Yeah. And Eppy going on to face Mordor.
Looking like Eppy's going to go for hammer strats. A little slower than NDIAZ, but still a very clean fight.
And
Hey, there's the ice beam in Pod Basement. Like Eppy's gonna get his check of Spiral Cave and Paradox Cave in now. And Diaz is heading up toward the Dark Maze. I believe he has found the big key, so he can go through all the way through and check the big chest. There are 2 chests in the maze itself.
But no, he did pick up the big key. It was in his basement. It was in his basement. No, it was on the it was on that ledge where you would normally jump to, coming from the right side.
That's right. No, he didn't. He got that. That was the first thing he did.
And 20 rupees in the big chest. Coming up, there were 3 quick chests you can check here. We got the key. We got a bomb upgrade, bomb capacity upgrade. We got another key. Now, also with the Moonfall, they are, since we do not have the flippers yet, they could also set up doing the fake flipper glitch and checking the 2 chests up there at the waterfall thing.
Could also pay off King Zora, I believe. And
Right.
NDIAZ also found second shield in the Harmless Hellway.
That means our last item is with the homicide thing.
And since Pod is a crystal dungeon anyway, we'd be visiting him regardless. So that's not a terribly big waste of time. Although I know we are still on 5 or 6 hearts and green mail, so this is a very dangerous scene so far.
Yeah, oh, it's...
Meantime, looks like Eppy's into the Lost Woods. I think he's gonna check the pedestal.
Head check.
So let's see what we got, folks! And that's a pack of 3 bombs, correct?
Yes, that is bombs. That is useless. That's not like...
Sorry, folks. Pet is dead.
Yeah. Knowing with my luck, we would probably have another pedestal.
How exactly does that work out, Kateri? How is it my fault?
It's not. It's a commentator's curse.
You don't know. Well, that's a better answer than I would give. I would just kind of gibber around and say nothing.
Normally we blame it on the commentator's curse. And, we have Eppy checking out the treasure game, picking up more power bombs from the chess game.
And in the meantime, looks like Eppy is going to check out the Village of Outcasts as NDIAZ engages Homicide. I believe that's 17 bucks with the hammer to break the mask off. And then since we've got silver arrows, one of those will finish him.
The old NDIAZ checking out the vulnerable hut.
So it looks like Helmasaur King with just super missiles, and so it's probable hut for Eppy.
Next we're checking out the sea house.
With the equipment we have, I believe we can also do the Smith chain, correct?
No, I think we need the Titans units.
Oh, right, need the mitts to get to the Smith. My mistake.
Yes. Unless, no, I'm thinking of the board and everything. But, Eppy is making his way over to the digging game.
So, okay, so that's 6 digs at the dig game for a pack of super missiles. Not bad. And I also note that both of our runners have beaten all 3 Light World dungeons. Just little tidbit.
Yes. And Nandy is checking out the pyramid ledge.
Looks like one of the medallions.
That is Quake.
Quake!
And Eppy going into K45 to find our capacity up there.
Hey, Chad, where did Eppy find Ether? I didn't see it. Was that what he got out of Dark Cross?
Yes.
Oh, thank you, Kateri.
And Stumpy having 10 arrows. He's been gonna have a catfish check, it looks like, as well. And then he is making his way over to catfish.
Oh, let's see what Catfish has for us at night. Meanwhile, Eppy's checking Hype Cave. And Catfish just had to pack of missiles.
We still have not found any bottles yet, as well, also.
Looks like NDIAZ forgot he didn't have the mitt, so he's gonna have to go the long way around for that.
Yeah. And whacks one of the guards with the sign out of frustration. Now, also with the mirror, that does, and with the boots, that also does give us access to Graveyard Ledge and the Kingston. And then he is checking out Skull Woods.
There are 2 prizes here, correct?
Yes, there are 2 items here to be found. And it looks like NDIAZ is going right to fight Martha. After he does a pedestal check, it looks like.
So he'll find out that the pet dream is dead, so...
Yep. No, not going in yet to fight Martha.
So, is there somewhere else he can go in Skull Woods, or is he just heading out?
Looks like right now he's backtracking, but he did miss like the front part, which he now just realized. So he's gonna be, there's a chest here. So we did go room with just another key.
Looks like Eppy's getting the Zora check in.
And we found the big key.
Is King Zora in logic at this point?
Yes. No missiles, so we got one more item left. And it looks like Nandi is taking a death there. What does our 500 rupees get us today? Missiles.
So I believe there's one more chest in the back of Skull Woods, and then Mothula, correct?
Yes, the one that's at the bottom of the bridge, and then if it's not there, then Mothula would have the final item.
It looks like NDIAZ is not going to go for that. Meanwhile, Great Bumper Ledge is a pack of power bombs.
So we are going to have a bunk rocks up.
I believe Eppy checked Bonk Rocks already, and it was nothing.
We have a piece of heart.
I don't think I saw Eppy check Graveyard.
No, and that's very good routing with that. Going from Bunk Rocks over to the Graveyard Ledge, and he can also check out King's Tomb as well.
Yeah, Duder, I don't think he did.
Alright, let's see. There's the Spazer Beam.
Spazer is honestly not a bad find early on. The later you find it, the worse it is. And obviously, if you find it after you find Plasma Beam, then it's nothing.
We are going to have also King's Tomb. Check.
Meantime, Eppy's getting his pod check in, as NDIAZ is in King's Tomb. And there's our Morph Ball! 51-minute mark. That opened up a pretty big chunk of Super Metroid once NDIAZ feels he's exhausted what he can do in Zelda.
Yep.
Andres, yes, now we can play the game. Kateri, hashtag the struggle is real.
And looks like NDIAZ is checking out these.
Very least he's opening it, but Thiefstown is a crystal, and it is full clearable with what we have. So I'd be surprised if he doesn't get it out of the way.
Right. I mean, he's here, he can clear it out, and not have to worry about coming back in and fighting blind later on.
Exactly.
And there are 4 items to be found in Thiefstown as well.
4 prizes, you mean?
Yeah.
I always call them prizes. I don't know why. Just one of my things.
Hey, that's fine.
And there's one of them. 3rd sword upgrade.
Tempered sword.
I'm sure NDIAZ is relieved to see that, because that's going to make the Ganon fight a lot less painful.
Right.
There's the compass he just found.
At least with that, he doesn't have to do the spin strings. It's taken by that magical beam into the but
Kateri, I would, honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, I'd call it the Rust Sword. Give your enemies tetanus.
That's kind of like that. There's the big key.
It looks like Eppy's trying to build his rupees back up a little bit after having paid the scam artist. Eppy's into the dark maze, and NDIAZ is moving on through. NDIAZ playing it very safe because, as Kachiri points out, 5 hearts Green Male Thieves Town is not fun.
No, not at least fun, but he does find the map in Thieves Town, so that means we have 2 chests plus whatever item that Ryan holds for us.
So there's one small chest and the big chest left, correct?
Yes. The only way that big chest is locked is if the small key happens to be in the big chest.
Right, the small key can lock itself in there, correct?
Yes. It looks like it's not this time. An energy tank.
That's always welcome.
More health for Sans.
NDIAZ does have the red shield, so that'll make the blind fight a little less painful because the red shield can block blind fights.
And making quick work of days.
That's 6 hits, 3 left.
As down goes blind.
Very clean fight.
And just 20 minutes.
So, if you're NDIAZ, where do you go from here?
That's a good question. With what I have, knowing that I can't get into anything else, I'd probably start making my way into Super Metroid and seeing what I can get from there.
That would be my play too, although to be fair, I'm much more comfortable in Super Metroid than I am in Link to the Past.
Right, I'm the other way around. But I enjoy both games just as equal.
For some reason, I've just never been a big fan of Zelda. I don't know why not.
Nindy is doing a 45 check and finds what we already know. Our capacity.
I mean, don't get me wrong, guys. I love watching people play Zelda. It's never been the kind of game I like to play. I don't know why not.
I just when I found out about Randomizer, that's what got me back into the games, into the Zelda games. So
Yeah, the vast majority of why I care about Link to the Past is watching the randomizers.
sure, and I've actually started playing Randomizer. Not this summer tournament that happened. The fall tournament of last year got me into playing Randomizer. And then he is trying to do the fake clipper glitch. Has to get into the water at a screen transition. Now, also with this, he has to be careful not to get hit. If he gets hit while doing this glitch, it's an automatic game over.
So NDIAZ is heading for Hobo, I believe.
Yes. Hopefully Hobo has progression for us.
Or not.
Now, more super missiles.
Okay, so NDIAZ is now... Looks like NDIAZ is heading up to Zora's Domain to the Whirlpool. And will he be able to set up Water Walk to check the Waterfall of Wish?
Yeah, that's what he's doing right now. Yes, enter the waterfall, leave, and then re-enter.
And we already know that the ledge item is junk. I think it's just a heart piece. There's our mitts, and there's a heart beat.
Piece of heart and Titan's mitts, that gives us now full dark world access.
Okay, so so we know the mitts are out of logic. It requires the flippers to get there. Is there anything else that tells us?
We need flippers to do swamp. So without the flippers, we can't do any swamp tops.
Okay, so that also means that... Let me think.
But since swamp is a pendant dungeon, we don't need to do it anyhow. Unless there's an item of progression in there as well.
No, swamp isn't crystal. Skull Woods is the last pendant.
I misread the tracker, yeah.
Okay, I think NDS from here, I think he's about run out of Link to the Past, or not. Well, that's right, he can get to the... Yeah, he's gonna head for the Mire area.
Right, and we'll find out what we need to enter Mire, and we'll be able to check the Mire shed, and also checkerboard fate.
And if he wants to tempt fate, he can also dip into Super Metroid through the cross-game portal really quick and check the item at the screw attack list.
There's a big 20.
Yeah, that item though is a heated room, so it is not expected by the logic for normal mode. And that is what the tournament is run on, normal mode. I did not see the Misery Mire medallion. Chad, did any of you see it?
No, I didn't see it either. And it looks like, oh, NDIAZ.
Oh, he's gonna finish up the chest he had to orphan in Desert because the key was on the tour.
Yep, so we're gonna see a right side clear of Desert. Good routing on that. He was in the area too. Especially with this,
Now, how many chests are there in this area? There's one here, and then there's one further back, correct?
Right.
Well, there's a +5 bomb capacity. Now, I think we did not see either the map or the compass, so this is just going to be... Yeah, there's the map, so that was the last dungeon, guys.
And it is great for mod.
Alright, good to know.
Which both of our runners do have. And what hours in checkerboard game?
Okay, so unless there happens to be progression in Turtle Rock, we are not medallion locked at all. Oh, it looks like Eppy is going to immediately start chasing that morph ball. Ooh, and yes, it's going to open up Misery Mire. Yeah, can he clear it with what he has?
No, we need the hook shot to actually get past the first row.
No, we have the boots. There's a bonk you can do to get in.
Right. I'm thinking of what happened earlier today in
Yeah, you were talking about that.
And with the boots, we can actually jump over that ledge to actually clear this off. Now, Meyer, there are 2 chests with items, and NDIAZ taking a death in there.
Meantime, Eppy's heading to the Gauntlet in Super Metroid. This isn't logic because of the items he has, but this is very dangerous on Power Suit and 2 enemies. Fortunately, though, he does absolutely have an abundance of power bomb. Just have to be. He needs to be careful, but he has a reasonable buffer. Hey, there's a tunic upgrade at the Gauntlet Chozo.
Yeah, that's always useful.
That'll be extremely welcome once he gets back to Link to the Past. Yeah, there's a lot in Super Metroid open right now. Now, how many prizes are there in Misery Mire, Yoko?
2, according to my tracker.
Okay, and have we found any so far?
Just the big 2.
Okay. Meantime, Eppy's through the Gauntlet is setting up the fall here to clear both sides of Crumble Block. There's 2 items down here. A heart piece and vanilla missile, so that's absolutely nothing. Eppy heading down toward Brinstar without dipping over to the right to check the item in the Terminator room. Oh, looks like he's okay, he's not going back.
And then he is passing up on that chest on the spike zone. On the right side. Going over the left side of Meyer.
Meantime, Eppy's down into Brinstar. There's the Super Metroid high jump boots in Meyer. Now, you don't realize just how helpful those are until you try to play the game without them.
And then he is taking a death. Eppy going through that one room using the mock ball glitch.
That's a French vanilla nope tank and a energy tank where that nope tank would normally be. Crumble block item was 20 rupees, and we'll see what early supers are. It looks like NDIAZ is going to put off Meyer for a little bit, don't blame him, and Eppy finds another energy. Gonna head down to the Etikun area now. There are 3 more items here. Alright, and NDIAZ is Pig Flipper and gonna give Ice Palace a go now.
I hate it. One of the dungeons I actually always find very frustrating.
What about it is frustrating to you?
How labyrinth the dungeon is.
How what?
How labyrinth the dungeon is set.
Oh, okay.
I mean, call me crazy, I'd take the water temple from Ocarina of Time over Ice Palace.
So Etikun Power Bombs is +5 bomb capacity, so no progression in the Etikun area.
And also, Ice Palace is somewhat also time-consuming as well.
Meantime, Eppy's into Big Pink. Mission Impossible is the Various suit. That's some more progress.
That's always welcome. That's not going to protect you from immediate things.
Mission Impossible itself is just 100 rupees. And NDIAZ moving to the conveyor floor room and got to set up for a bomb drop.
Right. And makes it.
Pre-charge pedestal is heart piece. Charge beam itself is another heart piece. It looks like Eppy's gonna go for the waterway. It's the Shine Spark first try. That can be a tricky one. It's just missiles for his trouble.
I think that's vanilla missiles from Super Metroid.
No, I think it's an energy tank in vanilla, but it's been so long since actually played vanilla. I don't remember.
Sure, same here. It's been forever. And then he has picked up a big key in ice. And 20 rupees.
Eppy going for a super missile clip here.
And my fault. There were
That's it.
There were 3 total items to be found.
But what Eppy just did, it takes advantage of the way super missiles accelerate to destroy a block off screen before that super missile can despawn. That lets you check Spore Spawn's item, which he just got. It was hard without actually fighting Spore Spawn. Eppy heading back out now. There's a few more items in this area he can check. Looks like he's not going to try to check the wave gate room, which is out of logic anyway because we don't have the wave. But there is one item in here, which we call Green Hill Zone. And it's vanilla missiles. Looks like Eppy's gonna take the reverse route up to Blue Brinstar. Ooh, shovel in the Ice Palace big chest.
That'll allow him to check Haunted Grove.
Okay, and Diaz, it looks like Eppy is abandoning the check of the old Brinstar, and Diaz is continuing on. Ooh, he's almost to Cold Stare. How much has NDIAZ left behind? Anything?
Going by my tracker, it looks like he's left 2 chests behind. Hopefully, Cold Stare has our progression item.
Alright, here we go. Cold Stare Puff Stare. Tries to keep him. There's 1 puff down. 2 puffs down. And Cold Stare is gone. Very impressive. X-ray scope item over on Eppy's side is just a super missiles. Cold Stare was holding on to a heartbeat.
And with that, we now have Ice Palace Splash.
So that is 5 crystal dungeons done for NDIAZ. But I think he's about out of Super Metroid, out of Link to the Past progression.
Right.
Yeah, he's hard resetting to spawn back at the ship in Super Metroid.
And so now we'll,
Meantime, Eppy's at the bottom of the red tower. Let's see where NDIAZ goes. We know Gauntlet is not necessary, but that the mail upgrade would be very nice for NDIAZ. Eppy orphaned a couple items in the parlor area. He'll get back there at some point, I'm sure. It's just a question of when. NDIAZ going for a short charge. That functions because the variable in memory that Tractive Samus has speed echoes when you run a speed booster, that variable only increments on a specific frame of the running animation, whereas your run speed constantly increases as the button held. So the idea is you tap the button around that magic frame to get speed echoes in a shorter rumble. Very clean short charge. Ooh, he set it up so he can just spark all the way through. Very nice. That burns a lot of energy, though, so he's not going to have much of a safety buffer if he keeps it.
he did turn on his reserve type.
Ooh, that was a lot of damage, though. He's going to have to be real careful. Meantime, Eppy's over into Kraid's land. There's some more power bombs. And NDIAZ is almost through. He made it.
Very nicely done on that.
NDIAZ grabbing some more ammo and that heart piece, which, considering how stingy this seed has been, don't blame him a bit for that.
Nope.
Right, so NDIAZ is not going to orphan Terminator, and it's the space jump. Nice.
That is a welcome sight. The space.
Yeah, that is infinite vertical momentum. That puts a lot more stuff in logic. Yeah. So, aside from gravity suit and maybe ammo or charge beam, we are very close to Super Metroid Gundam. There's not a lot you actually have to beat Super Metroid.
And hopefully that doesn't come back to bite Eppy in the behind, passing up the screen.
And Diaz does the mock ball strat, which involves I'm not sure why it works. I just know that it lets you keep Samus's running speed in ball form. Forgets he doesn't need to do it because he has speed booster. Eppy's heading out of Kraid's lair as NDIAZ is heading up and out of the early supers room. One more item in here Eppy can check. This little room here that unlocks after Kraid is killed. But it's just missions. Absolutely nothing. And Diaz gets a moonfall, which involves falling off of a ledge while moonwalking backward, which lets you fall with uncapped vertical momentum. Eppy's heading down into Norfair. He's probably gonna run around and check as much of Upper Norfair as he can. Lower Norfair is not in logic yet, because we have infinite vertical momentum, but we don't have gravity suit, and the mitts are out of logic, so the cross-game portal is out of logic too.
Right.
Eppy's not gonna chase that various suit.
Well, Eppy does have the variant. Oh no, he has.
Oh no, Oh, I get what he did. He used the cross-game portal to force the save and then hard reset to spawn back to the ship.
Oh no, wait. Eppy does have the various suit.
What? Right, he found it at the pre-Mission Impossible missile tank. Eppy shine sparking up to the Criteria power bombs, and NDIAZ getting his various suit. And there's the Cane of Burna at Criteria power bombs. Not necessary, but a nice safety item for a few edge cases.
Like good for using in spike.
Alright, looks like Eppy's gonna get his parlor checks in. He should get his space jump here as well. Heading down to check Bomb Chorizo, and NDIAZ gets that super missile clip that I mentioned earlier. Bomb Chorizo is just 20 rupees, and Eppy does not have to fight him because the trigger for the fight starting is actually having the Morph Ball up.
Which we didn't find yet, if I'm correct.
The Eppy does not go for the Alcatraz escape, where you wall jump up that shaft on the side, mid-air morph to get out. That's just a time save, although the hard version of the logic can't expect you to do it. And NDIAZ uses super missile acceleration again to clip a shot through that gate and open it from the wrong side without the wave beam, but it's just 300 rupees. Eppy finds that space jump, and let's see where he heads from here. Okay, looks like Eppy's heading down toward Omega Missiles, which is the last item you get in 100% item collection speeds. Yep, that's where he's going. And let's see what Omega Missiles has for us today. Super Missiles, it got upgraded. And NDIAZ is going to get his waterway check in. Eppy heading down the shaft toward Old Brinstar. There are two items in this vicinity. One in the okay, he's not checking the Criteria shaft supers yet. That item is accessible.
And then there's the item underneath the old Mother Brain.
And that is a vanilla missile pack. Alright, so let's hope that orphaning the shaft supers does not come back to bite Eppy in the butt.
Yes. Or, yeah, we don't want to have to go all the way back there to pick up whatever was left behind.
So, Morphing Ball Pedestal is +5 bomb capacity. Looking like Eppy's going to take what some people like to call the... Oop, there's a green potion. Yeah, there's only so much that can be done with the color palettes on the SNES, so that's why that was the wrong color.
But now with that bottle in hand, it opens up sector.
Right.
Over in Rico.
Alpha Missiles is just a hard piece. And looks like NDIAZ is going to try to shine spark up Red Tower. Almost had it. Beta Missiles is an energy tank. I didn't see what the ceiling item was.
It looks looked like it was just missiles.
Okay. NDIAZ into Super Metroid's Hellway. Eppy space jumps up, lays a bomb, and is on his way to Billy Mays. Now, the reason we call it Billy Mays is because you see 10 arrows there. But if you act now, we'll throw in some missiles. Meantime, NDIAZ over to Alpha Power Bombs, the first ones you find in the vanilla sequence. And nothing doing in there.
Just piece apart, and behind there, 20 rupees.
So, I'm liking the execution I'm seeing from both NDIAZ and Eppy, but NDIAZ definitely has an edge because he got those high jump boots out of Misery Mine. Like I said, until you've tried to play the game without the high jump boots, you don't realize just how useful they are.
Is the wreck ship in logic for that, or is that out of logic?
The wreck ship is absolutely in logic. We can get over the moat with the space jump.
Okay.
But it looks like that's not what NDIAZ has in mind. Alright, Eppy is de-orphaning the Shaft Supers, so we'll see what that is. Kateri also pointing out that we have Grapple Beam and Speed Boost, and Duder pointing out we have Speed Booster. So those also put Wreck Ship in logic. Those also get you over the moat. Yeah, you so seldom think about the old way, the vanilla sequence and how that does things. Your Shaft Supers was just 20 rupees, nothing doing there. And NDIAZ is heading over toward the X-ray scope. And Eppy's heading up to Criteria again. Yeah, Super Metroid low percent is only 14 items. I believe 15 for full glitchless. It's 3 energy tanks. 5 packs of ammunition to make 15 super missiles and 10 supers, or 10 and 15. 1 pack of power bombs. Morph ball and morph ball bombs. Varia and gravity. Charge and ice. Right, so Eppy is doing the wreck ship check now. And NDIAZ is probably going to get his Kraid's lair cleared. Now, the one item you can check in wrecked ship before Phantoon is defeated and the ship turns on is 50 rupees. I believe that's called the Pointless Spikeway, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's what I've heard it called. And Eppy making his way over to the Phantoon fight.
Now, sad to say, Phantoon is pure RNG. Now, I'll explain what he does as he does it. Now, he can move in a fast, medium, or slow pattern. That's a medium pattern. And then once he opens his eye, he can close it quickly, medium speed, or slowly as well. That was a medium speed eye clip. The Phantoon will vanish after 5 shots, or 3 rapid-fire shots.
And The other thing here with this is not to hit him with the super missile.
Right, super missiles do double damage to Fantoon, but if a super missile shot doesn't kill him, it'll put him into an enraged state where he sits at the top center of the screen for like 30-40 seconds and just sends out waves of his flames at you.
That's the way I know how to kill him.
Meantime, NDIAZ gets the great quick kill. Now, an interesting strategy you can use that Eppy doesn't seem to be going for is called Doppler strikes. Now, once Fantoon has taken enough damage, it takes him 10 frames to close his eye. But if you can hit him faster than that, like, say, by firing missiles and moving toward him as you fire them, you can still knock his eye open. Meantime, Eppy does take Fantoon down pretty handily. Not a reasonably good fight. No, we can't all be Zoes to Rosengoods, folks. Don't get discouraged by watching the speedrunners.
Right. But that is an interesting bit of strategy there, and now.
So Fantoon has been defeated, the wreck ship is now powered up.
Which means now all those immovable spikes now do damage.
The Run, Behemoth87, I did forget about him. I am so sorry. He's fun to watch too. Meantime, looks like NDIAZ is gonna... NDIAZ is... what's he doing? You gonna chase that Various suit?
Looks like he's going down into noise there.
NDIAZ sees the X-ray scope at the Crocomire escape. There are two more items here he can check that Eppy couldn't earlier because no morph ball. One of them is 20 rupees, and this item, which would normally be the high jump boots, is a heart piece. So absolutely nothing back here.
He picks up a heart piece.
Well, as we've established, this has been a very, very stingy seed on Link to the Past hearts. So
I don't know if I would label this one trolly yet.
Okay, it looks like Diaz is heading back to Link to the Past. What's he gonna chase now? Oh, he's gonna do the same thing Eppy did. Use the cross-game portal to force the save, and then reset to spawn back at the ship.
So how does that actually work?
The way that works is whenever you take a cross-game portal, the game saves itself. So what if you reset and Link to the Past, you spawn back at the ship in Super Metroid.
Okay.
Wreck Ship Energy Tank is a 10 arrow pack. And Eppy's gonna reset to the save he just made so that he doesn't have to spend the time backtracking. And Diaz gets his cane of Burna as Eppy's heading up toward the wreck ship attic area.
And up to probably my most hated enemy in the Super Metroid game.
Sorry, what was that?
Saying that there's K-Hunters. I hate those enemies.
Yeah, those are key hunters.
I hate them. They were the bane of my existence when I was learning Super Metroid.
Meantime, NDIAZ is into the wrecked ship. He's gonna get his pointless spike room check-in.
Looks like there's just missiles at the end of that corridor. Over on Eppy's side.
And that is vanilla. Top of the ocean is 3 bombs. Middle of the ocean is super missiles. I think that's vanilla.
And then the is
Looks like NDS is going for those Doppler strats I mentioned. Ooh, there's a fast eye close. Trent being a real troll today.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, it'll be the same for both players, or is that on both sides, or is that completely random, even for the seeds being generated as they are?
No, Fantoon is just completely random.
Okay.
Meantime, the bowling Choto is taking Eppy down to the gravity suit area. That's another little break for him. And then Diaz finishes off Fantoon very handily. Eppy's into this area. The destructible Chozo is a B.
That's always
And the wreck ship reserve tank is the other male upgrade.
nice. So now we have full the red mail, 2 bottles over on Eppy's side. I think that's a good find in the wreck ship.
Yeah, not bad at all. Meantime, the gravity suit item is just missiles. I didn't see Eppy check the bottom of the ocean. This item down. Okay, he's doing it now. Was probably hoping to find gravity suit so he wouldn't have to deal with water physics here. But it's just super missiles, no progression. Meantime, NDIAZ is heading through Spiky Death Room without making a save, so he will have to take some time to backtrack here. The run, no, this whole tournament is being played on normal. Meantime, Eppy's at the top of Red Tower. Looks like he hasn't checked this yet. And Diaz getting trolled a bit by the Spiky Death Room. The Rud, that is correct. Gravity cannot be in Meridia. Eppy gets his check of alpha power bombs and the item behind it. Sees there's nothing there. NDIAZ is up into the attic. Attic's cleared out, and NDIAZ is heading over to check the post-attic item. And we'll see where Eppy goes from here, having reached bottom of Red Tower. NDIAZ sees that the post-attic is just missiles and nopes out of there. NDIAZ is going to actually check what the Rexship Reserve is, but since it's that last mail upgrade, I'm sure he's going to take it.
Meanwhile, over on Eppy's side, we have a going back to Northfair to the room that he warped out of at the beginning of the game, at the beginning of the sleep.
Right, now, while I'm thinking about it, both of our runners are getting close to having enough ammo to fight Mother Brain without the charge. Just little tidbit.
Would I be checking where the
Ice beam.
where the ice beam is normal in the vanilla game?
And that's just a pack of missiles.
So right now, both of our players are looking for progression, hopefully. And Eppy did find the space jump.
Yeah, Space Jump was the Terminator.
Right.
Meantime, Eppy's heading down to Crumble Tower. And Diaz using missiles to move the robot, because that's faster. Crumble Tower item is 20 rupees, and he's going to take the vanilla highway to Crocomire.
The reason I asked is it's not marked off on Eppy's tracker for the
And Eppy is now fighting Crocomire. The Crocomire doesn't take damage the way most bosses do. Every missile into his mouth backs him up 1 step. Every super missile backs him up 3 steps. Now there's a pit of acid you can see there behind him with a bridge. So the idea is you back him onto the bridge. He collapses under his weight, and he dissolves. Crocomire, being kind of a troll,
manages to get up a super missile.
Crocomire energy tank, it's super missile.
I find using super missiles a lot faster than firing the regular missiles.
Super missiles do back him up farther, but they also have a longer cooldown, so it's harder to get them off in rapid succession. Especially if he starts shooting those orange balls out of his mouth and they start intercepting your super.
now we play the waiting game. While we wait for the skeleton of Crocodile to burst through the wall.
Post-Crocodile Power Bombs is a missile pack. There are 3 more items in this area to check. NDIAZ heading toward the bomb Torizo. Cosine Wave Room is 3 bombs.
And Eppy picking up a little bit of a...
It looks like NDIAZ is heading back to Link to the Past again. Oh, I bet I know what he's doing. 6? Oh no, he's turning into that bottle with a sick yet.
Right.
So Indiana Jones' item is an energy tank. And there's our flippers!
We have some access now to Swamp, but we don't have access to. We don't have full access to Third because we don't have the bookshop. We do have left side. We don't have right.
Right, but that does resolve the sequence break that NDIAZ did to get the mitts, correct?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay, so NDIAZ now on 8 hearts, and Red Mail is going to go finish Misery Mire. And I bet after that, he's going to take the cross-game portal to Lower Norfair and take out Ridley.
Now that would be something if Ridley is actually holding the bookshop.
Now, there are a large number of items in Lower Norfair, and since we can get there with the cross-game portal, all of them are in lot. And we have the infinite vertical momentum of the space jump and shine sparking with the speed booster.
Once NDIAZ finds the shot, he'll be able to go mode Link to the Past.
You said, okay, you just said hook shot for Link to the Past go mode?
I believe so, yeah, that's what Chad's saying as well, too. Kermit's saying if he finds hook shot, if NDIAZ finds hook shot, we can finish up Link to the Past.
Got it.
And, in this room here, up in Mire.
Kateri finds a heart container at the Cathedral Missiles. NDIAZ finds the compass at the Misery Mire Big Key chest. And Eppy is on through the gauntlet of 3 heated rooms, and he's heading into Bubble Mountain. The pre-Norfair Reserve is a heart piece. Then there are 2 more items in the Norfair Reserve room itself. One of them is a +5 aero capacity, and the other, that's another French Vanilla Reserve tank. So folks, we've had 2 French Vanilla Reserve tanks in 1 seed. And then NDIAZ just found the charge beam.
Yep, and that's I believe there's 1 more item from the chat.
Katiri's saying we have all of the prices from Meyer.
Okay. So now we're just going for the crystal. Thank you, Katiri.
Ooh, Diaz is on the heart and a half. He's got to be careful. Looks like speed booster item is just 20 rupees. Post-speed booster, pre-speed booster is super missiles. And Diaz through the dark rooms and just about ready to fight Vitreous.
I hope he's able to do it with the 1.5 hearts that he has left.
Oh no! That is unfortunate.
And takes a death to Victorious.
He's gonna have to go all the way back to Meyer to get back to him.
Right. But unfortunately, he doesn't have that far to go back now that he's has it all open. And Eppy going over to where the wave fume would normally be and just finds rupees.
Ooh, takes a fall there through those crumble blocks. And he's gonna orphan that item? Oh dear, I hope that doesn't come. Oh, or no, he's just circling around.
No, he's circling around. It was just rupees up there.
And wait a minute, he's still not getting the item in the wave beam room?
Wave beam room was money.
Oh, okay.
So he had money pre and money after, so he's leaving it there for the next person.
Meanwhile, that's a nice rod we just found in Bubble Mountain. Completely pointless, but nice.
Yes, Rod.
Alright, Eppy's heading back to Link to the Past now, so we'll see what he decides to chase.
I think NDIAZ is having a little bit of trouble with the with that crystal block, that crystal strike.
Is it possible he was trying to set up the spooky action glitch?
I think so. I'm not too familiar with that glitch.
I know of it, but I don't know anything. I don't know how it works.
Same here. I'm in the same boat with that as well.
Okay, so we're on 4 hearts red mail for this iteration of the Vitreous fight. Just gotta take it easy. And that was much better.
All I have to do is just watch out for lightning. And 2 hours takes down Victorious. And we find a key. We're still missing that hook shot.
And unfortunately, we have absolutely no idea where that hookshot could be.
Because we know, unless it's vanilla swarm.
Okay, he's unlocked Pyramid Fairy. That's what he's gonna do now.
Maybe there is 2 chests with Pyramid Fairy, so could be up there as well.
Alright, so let's see what the Pyramid Fairy has for us. A heart piece and 3 bombs. That's a bust. And it looks... I was thinking NDIAZ was going to try tossing a bottle in there, but I guess not.
I believe that only works with version 30 of the randomizer, only in Link to the Past.
Now, I swear I've seen it in this tournament.
Okay, then I stand corrected then on that. And
Okay,
then
so,
is
yeah.
Back to the Dark World, back to Meyer Dark World. Probably
Yeah, he's going to take the cross-game portal to Lower Norfair. There's some missiles at the Screw Attack Chozo. There's 2 items in here. You will have to fight the Gold Torizo, though. Ooh, the Gold Torizo missiles is just one of the 2 green rupees in the item pool, and then there's bombos for the medallion. The Gold Torizo can catch your super missiles and throw them back at you, but you can keep hitting him with them while he's got one in his hand. And I saw NDIAZ's super missile maximum is definitely 60, so therefore he does have enough ammo to fight Mother Brain without that charge beam.
And we have bombos with that. So this raises the question: do you think Ridley is holding what we need for progression over in Link to the Past?
It's definitely possible. Looks like NDIAZ is going to charge a Shine Spark to head through the Fast Pillars room over here, because there are pillars in it and you go through it fast with a Shine Spark. But he whiffed the Shine Spark. Blazing Zard 90. I've heard a lot of good things about Smash Ultimate. What would you give it as a letter grade so far?
Me, I'm giving it an A because my favorite character just got announced as DLC.
And who would that be?
Joker from Persona 5.
Oh yeah, one of my friends loves Persona 5, and he was ecstatic about Joker's announcement. Honestly, I'm so too, although I don't have a Switch yet.
Right, that's one of my favorite games. Persona's one of my favorite games, and it's one of my favorite game series, and one I'm actually replaying right now.
I've only played Persona 4 Golden and then Persona 5, but I really liked both of them.
True. I've played both 4 and Gold.
I have the PSP Persona 3, I just haven't done much with it yet.
I have both. And then Persona Q2 is supposed to come out as well.
Meantime, NDIAZ made his way through the worst room in the game pretty handily and also got nothing out of the Mickey Mouse room. Now, we call that the worst room in the game because it's just so hard to do quickly, not to mention in most categories it lags like a jerk.
And Eppy making his way over to Hobo.
As NDIAZ is heading down toward Ridley. NDIAZ now into Wasteland. Gonna check the power bombs of shame here. Oh, so named because you only pick them up if you're doing 100% item collection, or if in an any percent run you planned exceptionally poorly and you run out of power bombs in this room. But I now see DS is very low on energy, so he's got to be careful.
And that's the only way I ever play Super Metroid, 100%.
Now engaging the Kung Fu Space Pirates. 3 super missiles when they're yellow will take them out. Eppy gets his Titan's mitts out of the Waterfall of Wishing.
So he now has his full Dark World access.
It looks like he's going to head right to the Mire area.
Yep.
NDIAZ farming up with the grappling beam, which can kill those little bugs and also grab the items they drop. So that's a nice little thing to know, because that'll make his farming a bit faster.
And that is something I didn't know, that you could pick up the items with the grapple.
There's not a lot of people do know that, because it's not mentioned in anywhere. Not that I'm aware of, anyway. So you would just have to find it out by experiment.
Meanwhile, Eppy going down into Checkerboard Cave finds just 10 hours.
It looks like Eppy's gonna do Misery Mire while he's here. And NDIAZ moving on to Ridley, who has 18,000 health, takes double damage from supers, which is normally 300, so he takes 600. And that means 30 supers will take him down. And a very nice Ridley fight from NDIAZ. Now, normally Ridley hides an energy tank in that room off to the left, but let's see what we've got this time.
Yeah. Hopefully it's our missing hook shot.
Or it could be $20.
True. Looks like I was wrong. They just got money there. So right now, the only things we are missing over in Metroid is the gravity suit, I believe, to put that into go.
That is correct. The only thing we need for Super Metroid Go mode is the gravity suit.
And we know the gravity suit cannot be in
The gravity suit cannot be in Meridia on normal logic. I'm not sure if there's any instances of hard logic where it can be there too, although I know that the seed can expect you to do Meridia without it.
And I do apologize to everyone in chat if I butcher the names. So I do apologize. It looks like NDIAZ is farming up energy and
Looks like NDIAZ is making a safety save in case he has trouble on his way back out of Lower Norfair.
and Eppy picking up his charge beam.
NDIAZ checking Firefleet E-Tank. 3 bombs. Checking the Morphball Maze power bombs. There's the Morphball bombs. How about that? Probably not going to take the time to go for that. And the Hoarder Ruby special missiles are the Blue Boomerang. I don't know why we call it Hoarder Ruby special, because it really doesn't have anything to do with the famous speedrunner Hoarder Ruby. Then Franker Z Room is a heart piece, and that's it for Lower North.
So where do you think now that NDIAZ would go from here?
There's not a lot left, and there's not a lot left to do. I'm not sure what he does from here.
Because I know we have Midia left to
Kachiri pointing out there's still an item orphaned in Skull Woods. And we do have access to Turtle Rock. So
Right.
Kateri also pointed out we have Super Bunny Cave over in Dark Death Mountain. Dragon Master, I believe, Ether was in Dark Cross.
Yeah, yeah, that is correct, Dragon Mask. The ether was picked up in the Dark Cross room of Escape.
It
And
looks
then
like
the
Eppy's following, just kind of following behind what NDIAZ has been doing.
he picked up those 3 bombs up there where Wave Beam would normally be over on NDIAZ's side.
Meantime, NDS is also going to check the speed booster area. We saw this earlier with Eppy. We know it's nothing. And look at Eppy's now got Goltorizo stuck in position, and Goltorizo is now down. And Eppy is dipping back out of Super Metroid through the cross-game portal, so what's he gonna do now? Let's see where he goes from here. Oh, he's probably gonna do Dark Death Mountain at this point.
Yeah. That's like the only other place we have yet to check is and with the hammer we're able to go the back way into Super Bunny Cave with that.
And Diaz getting his check of the Norfair Reserve in. And oh yeah, Eppy's heading over to the sport.
It's down at the very bottom.
And Diaz gets his nice rod.
Alright, into Super Bunny Cave we go. Using the mirror glitch, pushing the block and using the mirror will actually despawn the push block.
Oh, there's the final sword in Super Bunny Cave and missiles.
We have butter now. There's only a few places left over in Link to the Past that we can actually check. And an energy tank on the floating island.
Meantime, Turtle Rock was indeed Bombos, as someone in chat hoped, so you got your wish.
And it looks like Eppy is going into Turtle Rock.
We'll see if this pays off for him. Meantime, NDIAZ is getting his Crocomire fight out of the way.
It looks like Eppy is going into the torch room right now, taking the long way around, because we don't have the hook shot yet to light these torches and teleport back to the left.
Right.
And we gotta do it the slow way. There are 2 chests up here with a total of 5.
Right, so 5 prizes, another one from Mimic Cave, and then another one if we kill Trinex and take the green pen and back to Sahasrahla.
Right, and hopefully, maybe Sahasrahla has the items we need for progression. Now, this chest right here is always going to have a key. As if there was no key in there that would soft lock the gate. We're in the chain chomp room.
And there's the other green rupee.
Glorious, no, the bow was on Desert Palace.
I think they're talking about having seen other items in that first chest, Yoko.
Oh, okay. Alright. I've always known it to be a key in there. Alright, thanks, Kokiri, for that, yeah. And I've always known that first chest always to have a key in it.
It looks like NDIAZ is heading backward toward Crumble Tower out of Crocomire.
And Eppy looks like he's gonna go check Mimic Cave.
NDIAZ is heading over to the Ice Beam location. Mimic Cave, there's our gravity suit! So Turtle Rock is partially required.
Yeah.
Right, that is definitively Super Metroid Go mode. I believe now we just need the hook shot for Link to the Past Go mode.
Right, and yeah. So right now we have Go mode for Super Metroid. There's the map in the big chest.
And NDIAZ is now heading back to Link to the Past. So we'll see where he goes from here. I'd be surprised if he doesn't... I bet I think his play at this point is also going to be Turtle Rock.
Right, and the only other thing that's left in Turtle Rock for them is Laser Bridge. That's the only other place to check. Because we've got 4 chests up there.
And then possibly something on Trinax.
Chad is saying try next for hookshot.
Metroid MST, yes, Turtle is green pendant.
And Eppy going out and entering back in through that little door there to create a safety entrance so he doesn't have to go all the way back around in case Eppy gets knocked off the ledge. Like what just happened there.
Looks like Eppy's going to use Cane to burn a strats to protect himself from the lasers, which is a good idea.
So we find +5 missiles.
Oof, Eppy takes a death.
Ouch.
So yeah, good thing he set up that respawn point. There's the red meringue. Missiles. And another key.
Not really what to say about that laser bridge. But NDIAZ is going to be picking up his missiles and his butter sword.
Alrighty. Looks like NDIAZ is going to take a gamble on that bonkable chest in Hookshot Cave having something. But it's just a heart.
It looks like
He's going for the hover strats. But doesn't get it and abandons that line of inquiry.
Yeah. Alright, and now we're on to the body of Trinex as Eppy makes quick work of both of its. And it's just an extra energy, an extra energy tank, and picks up the green pen.
Let's see what Eppy does from here.
It looks like Eppy is also going into Hookshot Cave. Meanwhile, NDIAZ is beginning his Total Rock adventure.
We didn't leave any prizes behind in Turtle Rock, did we?
No, I think we full cleared that. Chad is brings up an interesting point. We're saying that Madeira probably has the hook shot, as right now Eppy is checking Spike Cave, one of the few locations left that we have not checked.
Alrighty, so let's see what we got in Spike Cave. We got a +5 bomb capacity. And we do also still need to turn in the green pendant to the Hashrala. And looks like Eppy is going to bet on probably Meridia.
takes a quick refill from the ship. Stopping at your ship replenishes all of your energy and bombs and missiles.
All of your energy and all of your ammo. Oh, looks like Eppy is heading back to Link to the Past. Not sure why the hard reset then. Oh, fastest way to get back to Light World to head over and turn that green pendant in.
Yeah.
Alrighty. And Sahasrara has for us, he got that hook shot! We are in no mode! Nope. I'm wrong. Kujiri, you're right. It's go mode.
Yeah,
At 2 hours, 26 minutes, 30 seconds.
Yeah, we just needed that hook shot for go mode. And NDIAZ is going through Total Rock as soon as he completes it and turns in the green pendant. He will be in go mode for Link to the Past. Still needs to pick up the gravity suit to be in go mode for Super Metroid.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have ourselves a race.
Eppy making his way over to Ice Palace.
Casey Gunner, hook shot was so important because you needed to beat Argus in Swamp Palace. Ooh, NDIAZ forgot to open the door instead of just going right to the magic pot.
Yeah, that's gonna cost him some time.
Oh dear, he's on half a heart. He's got to be really careful.
Meanwhile, Eppy's setting up the bomb jump and makes it.
Okay, Diaz, don't try to check here. Just go right across and set up the respawn point.
Yes, and he might have to. And even with that, I would probably take. You'd probably set up to take the intentional death here.
Yeah, that's what looks like he's doing it whether he intended to or not.
Right.
Ooh, and struggling with Laser Bridge as Eppy's getting to Cold Stare. NDIAZ going for burner strats now.
Which is red looking and Eppy used up all the magic, but with the Butter Sword makes quick work on the other two parts of Cold Stare, half a heart, and picks up the crystal.
Okay, so at this point, both of our runners have to do Swamp Palace. NDIAZ is going to be a little bit behind finishing Turtle Rock compared to Eppy finishing Ice Palace, but NDIAZ also has Ridley done.
Right. I'm using the fast travel to go right over back to Link's house. And from there, he'll probably head down to Swamp Palace and clear that.
And that's NDIAZ done with Turtle Rock. Eppy is heading red for Swamp.
Nice work on nice quick work on Trinex.
Okay, where's NDIAZ heading?
Look.
Oh, he's checking Spike Cave.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Eppy going into Swamp. That's the chest I'm probably always thinking of that always has a key.
Oh, okay.
That's the chest I'm always thinking of. So forgive me if I gave out the wrong information. That chest in Swamp will always have a key.
Right.
So that's the one I was thinking of. I get that one. Sometimes I get that one and the one in Turtle Rock mixed up.
So looks like NDIAZ is heading over to turn in that green pendant.
Oh, and boy, will he be happy to find out what that green pendant is worth.
Alrighty, and NDIAZ is now in go mode at 2 hours 34:10. Yeah, any given seed control any given racer at any given time. But yeah, at this point, I would definitely say Diaz has the advantage.
Right. But anything can still happen, even with the Ganon fight to come. Or
Absolutely anything can happen.
He is a little bit behind entering into Swamp Palace. as Eppy makes his way over to Argus. And for taking down Argus, we have a piece of heart. No, I'm sorry, a full heart container on that. Eppy getting the crystal and completing all 7 crystal dungeons. The only thing that's left now is to climb up Ganon's Tower.
I mean, it's time to play the Ganon's Tower Big Key guessing game. There are 22 spots in Ganon's Tower where you can find that big key, and your job is to figure out which one it is.
And guessing will close at the moment that Ganon's Tower is open, so get your guesses in now. I am going to guess chest number 9. That's always the number I always go for. What about you, Bid?
My guess is usually 4 always wins, although it has yet to win in the tournament so far, other than close enough. And it looks like Eppy is actually going to finish off Meridia first at this point. So once he goes back to Link to the Past, or NDIAZ heads up to Ganon's Tower, we'll start the game again.
Right, we got a little bit ahead of ourselves, so we apologize on that. So everyone in chat, please hold your guesses for right now. We'll let you know when to re-enter. Meanwhile, Eppy making his way down to take care of Pontoon. Pontoon.
Dragon.
It's been such a long time since I played Super Metroid.
It's okay. It looks like Eppy is going to let Dragon grab him, and then latch on to one of the broken turrets with the grapple beam,
With the quick kill.
and make some fried shrimp.
I could go for some of that. Are you in the mood for some shrimp cocktail?
Sounds good to me.
And Diaz getting his crystal and from Swamp Palace. Let's see where it's going.
Looks like Diaz is gonna buy some potions.
Smart move.
Looks like Diaz is heading back to the Dark World. Not sure where he's going. Oh, he's gonna do Meridia 2 at this point.
And it looks like Eppy's having a little bit of trouble in that bridge section where he's at.
Yeah, those alms can be really trolly. Alrighty, looks like Eppy. Looks like now Eppy's heading for Ganon's. So thank you, Kachiri, for starting the game again.
I'm still gonna go with my original guess of 9 and Big. What about you?
I'm gonna stay with 4 always wins.
And earlier today we had we had a mess with that. It was if I'm allowed. Eppy making his way back up through Paradox Cave.
NDIAZ using Shine Spark strats on Dragon, which do a lot of damage to him. We gotta watch his health though.
Alright, as soon as Ganon's tower opens, we're gonna be closing on betting here. Alright. Let's see what we have and where is that key? Might be going down the right side. In one we have the Ace of Heart and Power Bombs. So going over to the right side.
Torch item is an energy tank. That's number 3.
And he picks it up.
And moment of truth, do I finally win? I don't. Chest 4 is the mushroom. Chest 5 is a heart piece. Chest 6 is a key. Chest 7 is missile.
And in the double fireball room, big 20.
Now this is going to be chest 9, I believe. That's another small key. I lost count.
Yeah, this is, I believe, chest 9. 9, and we're into the rando room.
So named because you only visited in randomizers.
There are 3 chests back here. I'm sorry, 4.
And there we are. I believe that's number 12.
So chest 12 has the big key.
And congratulations to Max Alphabet for being the first correct guess.
Eppy making his way through.
Deku, this is pretty darn close. NDIAZ definitely has the edge in that he's already done with Ridley. Eppy still has to do that. Eppy's on up into the gauntlet. Makes it through pretty handily.
And into the second fight with the with Lemel.
Getting trolled a bit by that last one.
And makes quick work of it.
Eppy uses Stamaria strats on the Wiz ropes, which is the common way you do it. Gets it pretty handily. Going for it again. 1, 2, 3. And 4. Very nice.
And into the torch room. Meanwhile, NDIAZ enters the randomizer room. Eppy picking up the full magic refill.
Diaz is on his way up now. Eppy is just a couple of rooms away from Moldorm 2.
And we have it's going to start his Moldorm 2 fight. And makes quick work of Moldorm 2.
And Diaz into the 4th floor gauntlet. Now, this thing just escalates on you so hard. You start off with enemies and conveyors. Then you throw in a laser.
Then you the Beamos statues are pain in that.
Yep, then you throw in another laser and some spikes. And then after that, you throw in ice. Blech.
And I believe the bumpers as well, too.
Meantime, Eppy's up onto Aga 2. Getting trolled a bit by the Aga pattern. Meantime, Diaz getting trolled a bit by the land mollusk too.
And down to Agate 2.
And there we go. Land mollusk 2 is dead for NDIAZ as Eppy's getting ready for the Ganon fight. So I believe with the gold sword, it's 6 slashes per phase 1 and phase 2.
Right. And before the fight, Ganon giving us a tidbit about the world's biggest cheese that was ever produced. Kind of like some of the stuff that Ganon says before the fights.
It's nice. It's amusing. Ganon now crumbling the outer floor away.
And this would be phase 3 of the fight.
I'd be getting trolled by the teleport patterns. Not sure what NDIAZ is looking for. Possibly he's looking for that plasma beam too. Eppy gets a double silver shot on Ganon and finishes him off with one last shot. So get your single G's in chat because Eppy is always linked to the past.
Now that he has left is to take on Woodley and go mode Super Metroid. So he has Woodley and MB left.
Eppy's best option here is to flute to 6, use the Meyer Shed cross-game portal to head to Norfair, and then head to take that to... Looks like NDIAZ started off Ganon with Agate 2 with a double. Then a whiff. Another double. And there we go. Agate 2 is done for NDIAZ.
All that's left now is Ganon and Mother Brain. Meanwhile, Eppy making his way into Lower Northfair.
Eppy is on through Fast Pillars and is up to the worst room in the game. And Diaz just going postal on Ganon.
Nice hookshot strats on that.
And Diaz uses his blue potion to... Ooh, he's taking damage fast.
Link 2 is also getting trolled by the teleport pattern.
Diaz goes for the double, doesn't get it. and doesn't even try for the torch glitch.
Alright.
Gets that double though, almost makes it a triple, and Ganon is down for NDIAZ. So how about some more single G's, chat?
Eppy taking that save before continuing on into Lower North there. And NDIAZ resets back at the ship.
And he is absolutely fine on his ammo. He does not need to he does not need that charge beam 1 iota. Metroid MST with only charge, ice, and spacer, I can't imagine there will be any mother brain shenanigans. Alrighty, and Diaz is into Torian. He does have the ice beam, so he can freeze the Metroids and kill them with missiles or super missiles. But he also has to be careful because he does not have the morph ball bombs. We did see them, but they were not in a convenient spot to pick up. So if a Metroid grabs onto him, he's going to have to kill it with power bombs. Meantime, Eppy's into his Ridley fight.
And Diaz making quick work of that first room of.
Alrighty, Eppy's got Ridley down. And Diaz has to power bomb one of the Metroids, like I mentioned.
How many power bombs does it take to kill a Metroid?
3. They take 5, I believe they take 5 power bomb hits each, but each power bomb can hit them twice.
Okay.
Blazing Zard 90. They were in the power bomb. The morph ball bombs were in the room past the morph ball maze, past Hoder Ruby Special in Lower North. Yeah, NDIAZ didn't bother going for them.
Neither did Eppy.
Eppy hasn't gotten there yet.
Oh, okay. My fault.
So NDIAZ is setting up for the baby Metroid skip. The idea here is get it orbiting around you so it never latches on. But this is especially tricky without Wave Beam to clear that gunk quickly. And Diaz doing a great job. He's almost there. One more. Oh, got grabbed at the last second. That's unfortunate.
Oh, talk about being close on that.
And meantime, NDIAZ faces to the left as the Metroid drops him, which means he's going to have an extra 45 frames of stand-up animation. So NDIAZ is going to take the energy recharge room here, which makes sense since his charge beam is weak. He wants to save as much ammo as he can for Mother Brain. He's not going to spend it to do a crystal flash and save the time it would take to enter and exit that room. NDIAZ trying to set up the ice beam clip through the Zebatites. Getting trolled by it. And it looks like he's just gonna destroy the Zebatites the normal. Metroid MST, he's probably heading back to Business Center to take that cross-game portal, would be my guess. If that's his goal, is to use the cross-game portal to force the save and then reset the ship.
And NDIAZ making nice work of Phase 1 of Mother Brain.
So Mother Brain has food-based attacks. That was the chicken nugget you just saw. There's another chicken nugget. The French fry beam. The ketchup beam. More ketchup, and I guess we're not going to get to see the onion rings. Oh, there's the onion rings.
Very unique names for those. And Eppy not far behind, making his way down to Torian.
Dragon Master, no, the time saved by stand-up without plasma, and more specifically with only ice and spacer, it's not worth it. I believe ice and spacer is only 150 damage, but I'm not sure.
And now we can make quick work of Mother Brain.
Phase 3 has 36,000 health, but the rapid fire Hyper Beam is 1,000 damage a shot. So that's 36 shots, and good night to Mother Brain. And we are into the escape sequence. 3 minutes to escape planet Zebes before it explodes. And the question on everyone's mind is, will NDIAZ save the animals? Absolutely not.
And why is that?
Because in a race setting like this, taking an extra 25 seconds or so to save the animals is absolutely a mistake. Because I have seen races decided by less.
Okay, I'll go along with that. I don't know. I'm always one for saving the animals every time I play.
Honestly, last couple of times I've watched a GDQ, I've wanted to donate for a new option on that. Last one out saves the animal.
Hey, if that's the case, I would have donated $110,237 to saving the animal.
That's an oddly specific number.
If I think I know who. There's a
Oh
reason behind.
Oh my gosh! I think NDIAZ is gonna save the animals. Maybe not. No, he's just haunting them.
Is that an option to vote for, to talk the animals?
I've never seen it as an option, but that doesn't mean it can't be done. And there we go. NDIAZ has won this race with an SRL time of 3 hours, 7 minutes, 30 seconds.
Get your GAs in, chat.
Alrighty, we'll see if we can get NDIAZ in here for an interview now that he's done. And we are now joined by NDIAZ. How you doing, bro?
I'm very good. How are you?
I'm doing fine. That was a fun watch. Fun seed.
Yeah, it was fun. I feel like I had like 6 crystal dungeons open at 50 minutes. And then I spent a long time looking for a couple things.
Yeah, the early part of the seed was nothing but Link to the Past, and then there was nothing but Super Metroid for a while.
Yeah. That sequence break was really kind of tempting. So it's like, oh, all of a sudden all these dungeons are open, but I'm not good enough for OKO Meyer. Like 5-heart Meyer?
5-heart Green Mail Meyer even? That was just nasty.
Yeah. I didn't realize the wizards hit that hard. Just step in there and get Sonic boomed.
Yeah, they can be pretty nasty with those robes.
Here's my standard question, NDIAZ. What rounding decision throughout the race did you feel the best about?
Probably because I had Morph Ball and I could go to Super Metroid, and I was like, well, I've got Pearl in the money, let's go to Zora. That felt pretty good. And then when I had a bunch of stuff I could do.
You did Fake Flipper, and that's when. Sorry. You did Fake Flipper, and that's when you got bits, right?
Yes. And I guess if I hadn't decided to go to Turtle Rock when I did, I would have done Blue Bryn, and the race would have been a lot closer.
Yeah, that Turtle Rock was definitely the right call, but Pendant Turtle Rock to turn into the Hashrilla for the hook shot for Go. That.
Yep. Like the whole seed was really, really kind. Like if I had found, besides hook shot, if I'd found Spring Ball, I could have just like gone and tried to do Suitless Dragon and then like beat this whole game without gravity. That would have been fun.
Suitless Meridia is never fun, and it's never been fun in any of the old Super Metroid rando seeds I've played.
I actually enjoy it. I was like testing out some like bugs that are known, and I rolled a hard mode seed, and it was like a Suitless Meridia 10 minutes in seed, and I was like, wow. I've pulled this seed out of the race pool. No one else has to deal with this.
Alright, meantime, Eppy's into the escape. So, what item would you say trolled you the most, NDIAZ?
I think easily hookshot. It's kind of built around that.
Yeah, the hookshot was the go word out of for both of you, so...
I don't even remember what I was missing before that. Like when I went to Super Metroid, I feel like I was just missing suits and hookshot. Maybe I was missing something else, I don't remember.
There was a lot of Super Metroid progression very early on.
On that side, yeah, the scene looked like it was very generous with the Super Metroid on the Metroid side, but kind of trolly over on the Zelda side. Your thoughts on that?
Yeah, the early going of the seed was very, very stingy with the Zelda health.
You know, it actually didn't turn out too badly. Like normally, with that low health, I would have died at blind, but it turned out okay. Because that's kind of the trade-off, right? If you're going to get a lot of items you need to finish the game, it's not going to give you any health. But then I spent an hour finding heart pieces, so like I'd rather have no health and just give me my hookshot, you know?
Yeah, the blind fight, you were helped out a lot there by having the red shield, since that can block its projectile.
Yeah.
I think you either had the Master Sword or the level 3 sword at that time.
Yeah, I got tempered in Blind's place, Thieves' Town.
Meantime, Eppy has finished in second place with a time of 3 hours, 12 minutes, 33 seconds, and he has also joined us in chat. How we doing?
Gee, Eppy. Maybe having mic difficulties.
I can hear you guys.
I forgot I left myself on push to talk. My bad.
Oh, okay, that's what happened. Well, regardless of that, GG.
Yeah.
Eppy.
Okay, there we go. Thanks. Yeah. Yeah, that was definitely a seed and a half. So, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it was almost really nice until it wasn't. You know?
It kind of started out nice for a bit, and then I'm getting Darkhold access. I'm looking at Skull Woods and Thieves Town, and in my mind I have the green tunic, and I have low. I really don't want to go into these dungeons right now. I think I'll focus on going around Darkhold for a bit. Maybe find more health on something.
Yeah, I had that same feeling. I pulled right up to Skull Woods, I mirrored to check the pedestal, and then I was like, oh, not required? And then I just left.
Yeah, pedestal I checked eventually as well. I was like, the book was like, might as well take a look at this real quick, because why not? You know, it's like, it's kind of starting to look unlikely considering Total Rock's position as a pendant, but you never know. Gravity Suit could be there for all we know.
Yeah, and how about all the items early on were all visible, and then they all chained together. So it was like 25 or 30 minutes, and we were just done the overworld. Like,
and that Total Rock troll is just wow. I see through your attempts to troll me, game. You're not gonna get me this time. I've been screwed over by Turtle Rock enough times already. You're not doing it this.
Yeah, we probably had that realization at the same time. So I just had a sixth sense. I'm like, well, I got a different medallion. I should just go check, because I didn't even know what medallion was up there.
Yeah, both of you had the bombos, but when you checked it.
I had just gotten it though. I'd grabbed Lower Norfair and then turned around and went back. I figured it'd probably be a bit faster for me to get all my health back at the ship and stuff. Maybe use some checks and links to the past side and stuff, and then go back to Super Metroid and finish off Ridley.
Yeah, the Ridley wound up being the difference between the two of you.
Yeah, you finished Ganon before me, and then I went to Mother Brain right after you were down at Ridley.
Yeah, I decided to put Ridley. I was like, you know what? My ability to get through Lower Norfair, I'm kind of terrible at it. If I can maybe bump into Plasma Beam or the Screw Attack in Ganon's Tower, that would be very nice. I would greatly appreciate it. If not, well, I'm just gonna struggle through it then.
Yeah, I had to use Charge Ice Spazer to like get out of Three Musketeers room. It took forever.
I had enough health at that point, so I was able to tank through it, but as a whole, I was kind of terrified of my health level the whole time.
So, Eppy, same question to you that I asked Diaz. What did you feel best about in terms of your rounding decisions over the course of the seed?
Going to Turtle Rock and finding those 2 items in there. I was like, I don't know if my opponent checked Turtle Rock early, but you know, this is a good find. I'm on go mode. Let's just.
And if I made a difference in a 3-hour race, that's not a lot when you think about it. So, again, GG to both of you.
Yeah,
Thanks.
that was nice and close. It's like, wow, my opponent finished just 5 minutes before me. That's still really good for the seed.
Yeah, I was thinking this is just like a fun race because I think both of us are out of the running for top 8, so it's just about getting through the seat and putting on a show.
Yeah, I know I'm definitely out of the running for top 8. At least before the seed, I knew it was. I was like, but you know what? I'm not going to give up and just run out of the tournament. I'm going to do the best I can and finish it off, and just enjoy it. This is my first tournament, so I've kind of recently gotten to speed running. This is for me. It's just pretty much just test my mettle against other people, see how far I go.
You're doing pretty good.
Yeah.
Like I've been running this for a while, and you gave me a run for my money.
I had fun watching you guys too. I'm sure Yoko did as well.
Oh yes, and mainly also I'm more of the Zelda randomizer, but this was a great match, great race between both of you, and I'm also starting to get into doing these tournaments as well. Hopefully next year.
Sweet. Yeah. It's
definitely.
it's pretty accessible. The community will help you get set up.
Yep, definitely. You'll learn some stuff when you start to take the speedrunning side of it. I've been learning a lot this whole tournament, and hopefully not making the same mistake I made last week.
I mean, I'm learning logic and everything on my end within ATTLP, so.
Well, I appreciate you folks putting the time in to commentate. I'm gonna take my leave.
Yeah,
go eat some food.
Join up as well, because I'm.
All right, and Diaz, Eppy, thank you again for a great race, and both of you have a good night.
You too.
Alrighty, and I think with that, we're about ready to start wrapping things up. Do you have any final thoughts on the seed, Yoko?
Not really. It was not as trolly as what I thought it was going to be. It actually was a very close race, and that is something I actually like, a race that is actually close and everything. So it had everything I always look forward to watching in a race, a very close match between two good runners.
There was also a reasonable amount of route divergence, and that's what I like to see. So I'm happy. I'm happy with this one too. All right. Well, I'm not sure about you, Yoko, but I think we're about ready to sign off.
Yep.
All right. I've been Big Boct. He's been Yoko, and we'll see you next mission.
Take care, everybody. So long.